Eden, let's cancel the wedding after all.
Huh? What's wrong all of a sudden?
I'll call the wedding hall and cancel it. Eden, call your relatives, friends, and acquaintances.
Wait a minute, Gabriel. Suddenly canceling the wedding? I don't understand.
I'm in love with someone else.
What?
That's why I'm calling off our engagement.
Wait, you're not making any sense. What happened while I was away on business?
I think it was right after you left on your business trip. I was on my way home from work, and this really beautiful woman started talking to me. We went out for a drink together. We hooked up that day.
What are you talking about? You mean you've been cheating on me?
It's your fault. It was right before the wedding, and you left your fiancé alone for a week to go on a business trip.
I'm sorry about that, Gabriel. It couldn't be helped this time around. A colleague suddenly got sick. I had to go instead.
Well, anyway, we're canceling the ceremony. You don't have to rush back.
I can't believe it. Who is she?
Someone you know very well.
What? Who?
Your sister.
What?
You really had me fooled, didn't you? I didn't know you had a sister.
That's because...
When I went to your parents' house to ask them for permission to marry you, they made it sound like you were their only child. Why did they hide the fact that you have an older sister? Maybe because she's beautiful? Did they want to keep me and your sister from getting together?
It's true that I had a sister.
Finally, you admit it.
But the person you're having an affair with is not my sister.
Oh, come on. You're still lying to me? She said she's your sister. You even have the same last name.
Oh, what's going on?
I heard your sister inherited the whole estate.
Huh?
So I'm marrying your sister and I don't need you.
What?
Think about it. If you're sisters, I'd rather have the beautiful one who's good at everything, rather than the unattractive, simple one who really can't do much.
You're terrible.
She told me who you really are. You've been putting up an act in front of me.
What do you mean?
I heard you're really bad at housework. Ever since you came to live with me, you've been cooking and cleaning every day. But your room at your parents' house is a mess. You couldn't even cook a fried egg until recently. You pretended to be a woman who likes to keep clean and can cook. But in fact, you're the opposite.
What are you talking about?
I was going to marry you because I thought you'd make a good homemaker. But when I heard what she said, I lost interest.
She's lying. My room is not a mess. I've been helping my mother cook since I was a kid, so I think I'm as good as anyone.
I wonder. Well, either way, she's a million times prettier than you. And she's a better cook. I don't need you anymore.
Oh, I can't believe this.
To be honest, the main reason I proposed to you is because your father is the boss. If I married you, I wouldn't have to worry about money in the future. And if all went well, I could be the next president of the company.
I can't believe you thought that.
But if it's the same boss's daughter, your sister with her nice face and style is a better deal. I'm so lucky, aren't I? If it had been after I married you, I would have had to go through divorce proceedings and all that. I'm glad we're still just engaged. If your father dies, I'll be a rich man now.
You know, that girl really isn't my sister.
Why are you so stubborn and won't admit it? You're so upset that your sister took your fiancé?
Well, I don't condone cheating. You were never meant to meet my sister.
Shut up. How long are you going to keep lying to me? You and your parents are horrible.
Huh?
I heard your family treats your sister like she never existed. I don't know what's going on with your family. Don't you feel sorry for your sister? She wasn't even invited to her little sister's wedding.
No, that's not what it is.
Then, what is it then? What you guys are doing is bullying.
But don't you think it's funny?
What?
If she was my sister and we were treating her like that, she wouldn't get any inheritance.
You just don't know. Your dad was going to give it to her to keep her quiet.
There's no way he would do something like that.
I wouldn't trust a family that would do something to a family member like that. Even my parents got angry when they found out about this.
Your parents?
They said, we thought she was a good girl and trusted her. My mother and my father were both very disappointed. That's because the woman who is going to marry into the family lied to them.
Okay, I'll tell you the truth.
So you're finally ready to admit it.
My sister passed away 3 years ago.
Huh? What the heck is that? That's not even funny.
Just listen. My sister was fine until she collapsed at work. She was rushed to the hospital in an ambulance. By the time my parents and I got there, she had passed away.
Oh, is that so?
My sister had been very protective of me since I was a child. I loved her very much. It was hard for me to accept the reality. I couldn't stop crying just talking about her. I knew I had to tell you that I had a sister. I'm sorry I didn't tell you before. I should have told you sooner.
So?
What?
You just made that up, didn't you?
It's true, believe me.
You just won't give up, will you? Just because I found out about your sister? You're really rotten, pretending she's already dead. Your sister's more beautiful than you, and I don't need you if I'm sure I'm going to get the inheritance.
Oh, come on now. You used to be so kind and considerate. Why?
I was nice to you because you were the boss's daughter. But if all of your father's wealth is going to your sister, I don't see any merit in being with you.
Oh, this is just too much. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow. Let's talk about what we're going to do.
I have nothing more to say to you. Don't contact me again.
Wait a minute. Hey, listen to me. Gabriel, what's going on? Where are you now? Pick up the phone.
Shut up. I told you not to call me anymore.
I came back to the apartment and all the furniture and appliances were gone.
Oh yeah, that. I had the movers move it out today.
Move?
Yeah, that's right. I'm moving in with your sister. I'm taking everything to my new place.
What's that all about? You never said anything to me about it.
I told you I'm calling off the engagement.
You were serious?
Of course I was.
Wait a minute. The closet is empty too. Don't tell me you took my clothes and bags to your new house too.
Oh, I sold your stuff to the second-hand store.
Huh?
You didn't use them, so what's wrong with it?
Don't be silly. Give them back now.
I can't give them back because I already sold them.
I can't believe you'd sell someone's stuff without asking. I had a memento of my sister's in there.
It was disappointing. I thought it would be worth 50 grand, but it only turned out to be $20,000.
That stuff was so precious to me. You're terrible.
You're the one who's terrible. You tricked me, so don't play the victim.
I told you that's not true.
You're a scammer. I'll take the money as compensation. It's not really enough to be called compensation, though.
I thought if I told you, you'd understand.
Who's going to believe your story? Your sister is with me now. You're the one who tried to pretend she was dead.
Enough. I understand that you called off the engagement, but I paid for half of the wedding, so I want my money back.
I don't think so.
Oh, give me a break. Even the appliances and furniture you took, I bought those.
So what? It's your fault for lying to me in the first place. It's only right that you give me all the appliances and furniture, isn't it? The money from selling your stuff is my compensation. I'll take the wedding money as a gift.
What on earth are you talking about? I told you the truth. This has gone too far.
You can keep playing the victim like that. Oh yeah, by the way, you need to hurry up and get out of the house as well.
What?
The lease on that house expires this month.
Huh? Why are you so selfish?
It's in my name. I moved out, so it's only natural to terminate the contract.
What am I supposed to do? The end of the month is less than a week away. You can't just ask me to move out.
1 week is more than enough time. I took care of most of your stuff.
You can't do this without consulting me. I haven't even found a new place yet.
Well, why don't you just go back to your parents' place? Or stay in a bed and breakfast? I'm going to bed. I'm going to the marriage registry office first thing in the morning.
What? You're getting married already?
Well, I've only known her for a week. I thought it was too soon, too. She's been pushing me to get married right away. I'm afraid she'll run away if I don't hurry. So I thought I'd get the paperwork done.
Unbelievable.
Well, give up on me and find a new boyfriend. Goodbye then. Eden, pick up the phone, please.
You're being a real pest. I'm on the train right now. I can't talk to you. I mean, I don't want to hear your voice anymore, so don't call me.
Then you can text me. Please, just listen to me.
What?
I looked at her family register and your name wasn't on it.
I'm sure it wasn't.
Why isn't your name on there? You're sisters, aren't you?
Now that you know we're not sisters, you must have been in a hurry to call me, huh?
Ugh.
I mean, you usually notice that when you register a marriage, right? Didn't you ask to see her family register?
She didn't show it to me. I didn't think there was any reason for her not to show it to me. I didn't really think much about it at the time.
Oh my God. And you just figured it out now?
I found a brown envelope in a drawer. I opened it and found a copy of the family register.
I wonder if she forgot to throw it away?
Maybe.
Now you know I'm not lying.
But why did she go to the trouble of calling herself your sister? She seemed to know a lot about you. Who on earth is she?
Shall I take a guess?
Huh?
Luna Meadowcroft.
What? You knew her?
Yeah, we were kind of friends, but I only recently found out it was Luna who was dating you. You never mentioned her name, so I didn't know.
Damn. This wouldn't have happened if you had told me your sister's name in the first place.
You're right. If I checked her name in the first place, none of this might have happened. But I was too shocked that you broke off the engagement to think that far ahead. And you never asked me for my sister's name.
You're useless. Then how did you know it was Luna?
When I had to tell people that the wedding was canceled, I called a friend from school and she told me. She's also a friend of Luna's.
And?
I heard that Luna said, I can't let that woman be happy. I'm going to take him away from her. Or something like that.
Did you do something that would make her hate you?
It sounds like she resented me one way or the other. She was my best friend in college, and we were great friends at first. But when I confessed my feelings to a guy in her circle that she had a crush on, he turned her down because he liked me. After that, she stopped talking to me. I didn't keep in touch with her at all.
So I just got caught up in your mess.
It's been almost 10 years since I graduated from college. I never thought she'd still hold a grudge against me. And to name my late sister of all people? Well, I'm sure she thought it would be easy to get you if she told you that she inherited a fortune.
By the way, what are Luna's parents doing?
What?
Luna herself has never had a proper job. She's only working part-time. I'm wondering if she's going to receive any kind of inheritance. For example, her dad's the president of a company, or they own a lot of land or something.
I think they're just an ordinary middle-class family living in company housing. I don't know all the details.
So you're saying not to expect any inheritance?
Maybe.
We've already registered the marriage. What are you going to do about it?
Don't ask me. You were the one who trusted her over my word.
That really sucks.
You did this to yourself.
Listen, Eden, I'm divorcing her right now. So why don't you get back together with me after all?
Huh? What are you talking about now? You said marrying me wouldn't benefit you.
That's because I thought your father's fortune would go to your sister. But your sister's long gone. When your father dies, you'll get his inheritance, right?
I see. So you were proposing to me for the money.
No. I'm saying let's start over because I like you. You're a good cook. You're not that pretty, but you are charming.
How can you say that when you made fun of me so much?
Oh, come on, Eden, I'm begging you.
I'm suing you.
Huh?
We were engaged, but you cheated on me. It's a given.
Wait a minute. I'm the victim who got caught up in your mess.
I explained everything to you. You didn't believe me, so here we are. I've already talked to a lawyer. I'm going to charge you both $20,000 each in compensation.
20,000? You've got to be kidding me. I'm never going to pay you.
I'm willing to go to court. And since I paid for half of the wedding expenses, you'll have to pay me back that amount. And also for the damages for taking my personal belongings.
Come on, you're asking too much. Like I said before, I'm the victim here.
As far as I'm concerned, you're just the perpetrator.
Huh?
I filed a damage report too.
Huh? What did I do?
You stole my stuff and sold it, didn't you?
I told you that was a consolation prize. You hid the fact that you had a sister and tried to marry me.
It wasn't my fault. And I told you that my sister was dead, and that she wasn't the one who was having an affair with you.
Wait a minute. I admit that I was wrong about everything. So don't sue me or file a damage report or anything, seriously.
There's nothing I can do.
And I'm sorry I made fun of you. I called you ugly, but I didn't mean it. I mean, it's cuter to have a little flaw than to be a perfect beauty. Luna, let's let bygones be bygones and start all over again, shall we? Let's plan the wedding all over again. Can we pick the same place for the wedding as we did for the one we canceled? Okay, as soon as we decide on that, we'll have to contact the person in charge.
What are you going on about?
What?
I have no intention of doing it all over again with you.
I already said I'm sorry.
If apologizing was enough, there would be no need for the police.
Huh?
I'm not going to forgive you no matter how much you apologize. I want you to live with your sins for the rest of your life.
Oh, really? Then that's enough. I'm bowing down to you like this, but there's nothing good about you. I won't go back to you even if you ask me to.
Don't worry about that, and don't count on your parents.
What do you mean?
I know you're probably thinking of getting your parents to pay the compensation on your behalf. Your parents won't pay a penny. That's the plan.
What the hell?
I went to your parents yesterday to explain to them about what happened. They apologized for taking their son's word for it and said they were really sorry.
What did you say to my parents?
I told them that you cheated on me, that you were rude to me, that you stole things from me, and I told them everything without holding back.
No way you didn't.
What makes you think that?
Because if that were true, I'd be hearing from my dad and the others right now. But the fact that they haven't called or anything, my parents don't know anything yet.
I asked them to pretend that they didn't know until I told you.
What?
Well then, please take care of the fees. Also, I think you'll be charged for the cancellation of the wedding. So including my compensation, I think it'll come to be over $100,000. Do what you need to do to pay it.
I was gonna ask my parents. There's no way I can pay $100,000 by myself. Is there any way to come down a bit?
Absolutely not. I'm sure you'll hear from the lawyer tomorrow or so.
Oh God. Oh come on, just forgive me. We were just recently engaged, you know?
Goodbye.
Wait a minute. Don't abandon me.
Later, Gabriel was apprehended for theft and fined. He was also fired from his job because of his criminal record. He still had to pay me compensation and damages. He asked his parents for help, but they refused. He ended up going deep into debt. I also demanded $20,000 in compensation from Luna. She was just a part-time worker and couldn't afford $20,000. Her parents put up the money for her. They were furious about the incident. I told them that I would make sure that the debt was paid back. Gabriel has since sued Luna for marriage fraud, and the two are in a big dispute. He has been working several part-time jobs to pay his debts and legal fees. I'm sure that my sister is in heaven, watching this whole mess with dismay. As for me, after my divorce, I rented an apartment near my parents' house and started living alone. I have recently started seeing a man I met through work in my private time. I haven't thought about the future yet. My work is going well, and I would like to enjoy my current free life for a while.
Hey, Michelle? Your little girl, Riley, was standing outside my house crying. What's going on? Oh, I'm sorry, Nicole. I forgot to message you. Lol. I'm so glad you were home and noticed her. But what's going on here? Why is she here? Why would she be alone outside my house at this hour? In fact, when did she get here? She felt so cold when I let her in. Well, let's see. I left my house this morning around 5:30, so we probably got to your house around 6 a.m., I suppose. What? So she was waiting outside my front door for nearly an hour and a half? It may be summertime, but the mornings are really cold. Why would you not speak to me before leaving your daughter here? She's only 4 years old. She can't reach the doorbell. Are you insane? And I was sleeping at 6 a.m. There's no way a 4-year-old girl could knock loud enough to wake me up. My bedroom is on the other side of the house. It's not even just that it was cold out there. Someone could have come by and easily taken her. Yeah, but nothing bad happened, right? So what's the big deal? Don't get so angry over nothing, lol. Over nothing? Anyway, back to the subject at hand. I'm sorry for not giving you any notice, but I need you to take care of Riley for me for a few days. I should be back 3 days from now. Huh? 3 days? That's quite a request with no notice at all. But I've already left her there. And my husband is overseas on business right now. I'm going on a short vacation. You're the only one I could get to look after Riley for me. Come on, we're friends, right? Help me out! Please! I'm sorry, I can't. You'll have to get her grandparents to take care of her. Your husband's parents live about 30 minutes or so from here, right? I think I recall you telling me that once. Yeah, but I can't do that. Because I'm taking this vacation with my sweetie. Huh? What are you talking about? Didn't you just tell me your husband is overseas on vacation? And if you were going with your husband, why wouldn't you take Riley with you? No, that's not what I mean. Lol. My sweetie isn't my husband. Lol. I mean my boyfriend. Huh? Your boyfriend? So what you're saying is Are you cheating right now? That's why I can't tell my husband, and I definitely can't tell his parents. You can't tell anyone about this either, okay? But you can't do that! And it's not just that. You can't secretly drop your kid off at someone's house and expect them to take care of her. Do you not see anything wrong with that? Don't judge me. I'm sure my husband is off fooling around while he's away on his business trips, too. Us girls have to relieve some stress, too, you know? Lol. I'm sure my husband understands that. So don't worry, everything's fine. I really doubt your husband would be okay with any of this. Look, I don't want to get in the middle of you and your husband's life, so don't bring me into it like this. I don't want any part of what you're doing right now. Why are you being so cold to me? We're both parents. We should help each other out. Anyway, I've already checked my bag at the airport, so I can't go home now. Take good care of Riley for me, okay? What do you mean, take good care of her? I haven't agreed to this. And you want me to look after her for 3 days? You didn't pack her a bag or anything. She has nothing with her. What about a change of clothes? And money for her food? Monday isn't a holiday. She has preschool on Monday, doesn't she? Ah, I forgot to pack her bag! Lol! Well, it's no big deal. You have a kid too. Just let her wear some of your kids' clothes. Riley won't care that they're boys' clothes. Lol. And you can drop Riley off at preschool on Monday. If you do that, you're really only looking after her for 2 days, right? So, no problem. Lol. And as far as money for food, a 4-year-old doesn't eat very much. You won't even notice any extra food is gone. That's why I didn't leave you any money for food. Tell you what, I'll buy some really nice souvenirs for you, and we'll call it even. Lol. Let her wear some of my son's clothes? My son is only 2 years old. His clothes won't fit her. And are you saying you had no intentions of paying me for Riley's food or for looking after her for 3 whole days? How good of friends do you think we are? This is ridiculous! It's only 3 days, and you expect me to pay you? Ugh, I had no idea you were that cheap. And if your son's clothes won't fit her, just give her one of your shirts. An adult's t-shirt will be like a full dress for her. She'll think she's a princess. She'll love it. Problem solved. It's not just that. I don't know anything about your daughter. Does she have any allergies? Any medical problems? If something happens to her, who am I supposed to call? Nicole, I told you. It's only for 3 days. Everything will be fine. Lol. You worry too much, lol. But what if something does happen? I can't do this. I'm not looking after her. If you're not going to come back for her, I'm going to take her to your husband's parents' place. Give me their phone number. Huh? If I told you that, they'd know I was cheating. Lol. I don't want my husband to divorce me, so... no. Lol. I'm not giving you their number. Lol. Quit screwing around! This is serious! I told you! I can't come back now! My bag is checked and I'm boarding the plane. It's a domestic flight, so things are really fast at the airport. Sorry, lol. So stop complaining and just look after her for a few days. I'm telling you, you better quit screwing around. At least give me an emergency number in case something happens. If nothing else, give me your parents' phone number. Oh, it looks like my cell phone battery is dying. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to shut off my phone now. Give Riley a kiss for Mommy. Have a good weekend. Bye. Lol. Michelle, wait! You can't do this to me! Hi, Nicole! Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm almost back. I brought lots of souvenirs for you. Michelle, what have you been doing this whole time? I called and messaged you so many times, but you never answered me once. Sorry about that, lol. The notifications on my phone started getting really annoying, so I blocked you, lol. I just unblocked you now. What? You blocked me? What if something had happened to Riley? Were you not worried about her? What if there was an emergency and I had to get a hold of you? You drop your daughter off unannounced at someone's house, then you block that person from contacting you? You did all that just so you could focus on your sleazy vacation? Are you not ashamed of yourself? You're horrible. What's the big deal? Nothing bad happened, did it? I'm on my way over to pick up Riley now, so don't get so angry. Thanks for taking care of her for 3 days. I knew I could count on you. Thanks to you, I had a fantastic time with my boyfriend. We're driving back from the airport now. Get Riley ready. I'll be there soon. She's not here. Your husband already came and took her back. And I don't know where you're coming back to, because your husband said he's moving out. Huh? The very first day you left Riley here, I got in touch with your husband and his parents. He rushed all the way back from overseas. Your daughter is at your husband's parents' place right now. Your husband hired a moving company to clean out his house. He said he's moving back in with his parents until everything gets straightened out. He was pissed. What? Why? How did you get a hold of my husband? He's overseas. I didn't give you his number. First, I went around asking all of your neighbors if they had his number. Nobody knew it, so they suggested I contact your daughter's preschool and see if they had an emergency number. I talked to the owner of the preschool. They didn't have his overseas number, but they suggested I tried his social media. I should have thought of that first, because he responded right away. How dare you! I told you not to tell my husband or his parents what was going on! Why would you do that to me? I told you. I know nothing about your daughter's medical history. I don't know if she has any allergies or anything. And I told you I would not look after her for 3 days. What part of that didn't you understand? But I told you everything would be fine. That meant Riley didn't have any conditions you needed to worry about. Why are you so high-strung? It was only 3 days. There was nothing you needed to worry about. You can't guarantee nothing will happen. You can't guarantee she won't fall and hurt herself. If something happened to her in my house, who do you think would be responsible for it? You didn't ask my permission, and you didn't even pack a bag for her. I'm not going to be responsible for your child. Why wouldn't you have taken her to a family member's house? I told you why! I didn't want anyone in our family knowing what I was doing. If anyone knew I had a boyfriend, it would eventually get back to my husband. He'd divorce me if he found out. Oh yeah, you're right about that. That's exactly what he said when I told him about it. About your sleazy, cheating vacation. What? He wanted to know why you left Riley with me without my permission. I told him exactly what you were doing. I even sent him screenshots of our chat history. I told you, your husband is moving back in with his parents. What did you think I meant by that? He's getting the divorce papers ready right now. You're kidding. This is a joke, right? This is not happening. Why would you tell him? The right thing to do would be to keep a secret. All I did was answer his questions. And why did you think I wouldn't tell him anyway? You're horrible! I thought you were a pushover. You've never stood up to anyone before. I chose you because you're the most timid person I know. You tricked me! You did exactly what I told you not to do! You're not shy. You're mean. I'm mean? Take a look at yourself and what you did to your daughter and your husband. If you find an abandoned child, the first thing you do is contact the child's parents, right? I did what anyone would do. Are you telling me you dropped your daughter off at my house simply because you thought I was too cowardly to not do anything about it? Also, you could sleep around on your husband while he's away working overseas? You're the coward for doing all that behind your husband's back. Shut up! If he divorces me because of you, I'm suing you. I'm gonna spread so many rumors about you. Everyone you know is gonna start hating you. No one will ever talk to you again. You can't do any of those things. He can't sue me for telling the truth, and everyone is already on my side. What do you mean? Do you have a problem with reading? Because you don't seem to be understanding anything I write. I told you, when I was trying to get your husband's contact info, I went around to everyone in your neighborhood and to your daughter's preschool. I told everyone exactly what had happened and why I needed his contact info. Everyone knows you're cheating on your husband, and they all know how you abandoned your daughter. What? You told everyone what I did? How dare you? You're horrible! I hate you! You better go around and tell everyone you were mistaken. You better take back what you said about me. That's impossible. Everyone already knows. I even showed a few of the people our chat history. They all know it's true. They saw the proof. I think you're the one nobody is gonna ever talk to again. How could you do this to me? I don't have a job. If my husband divorces me, how am I gonna support myself? I'll never find a job. I have no experience. And I'm not going to get anything from my husband in the divorce now that he has proof that I was cheating. And if all my friends stop talking to me too, you've got to lie to everyone for me. Tell my husband and friends it was all just a joke. Yeah, that's it. An elaborate joke. Tell them we photoshopped that chat history. They'll believe you. Sorry, I don't want to get involved in this any further. I never wanted to be a part of this in the first place. This is between you and your husband. Nicole, you have to do something. Please. I'll do anything you want. No thanks. If I were you, I'd start preparing for the worst. Oh no! I think my phone battery is about to die. Sorry, I have to go now. Bye. Hold on! Wait! Nicole! After that, Michelle and her boyfriend arrived at her house. Unfortunately for her, her husband was there waiting for them. He already had the divorce papers ready, along with a lawsuit for compensation money. Michelle's husband got full custody of Riley in the divorce. Her husband had changed the locks on the house and put the place up for sale, so Michelle had no place to go. She had to move into her boyfriend's tiny apartment. But because both her and her boyfriend were getting sued for compensation money, her boyfriend was furious. And they were always fighting with each other about it. It wasn't long before her boyfriend kicked her out of his place, and once again, she had no place to go. Her friends were disgusted with her and the way she abandoned her child, so they refused to help her as well. She came back to my house in a fit of rage. She started throwing things at my house, yelling and causing a big scene. I didn't really care. I just called the police and let them deal with it. She didn't even calm down after they arrived, and she ended up getting arrested. She abandoned her child, cheated on her husband, and somehow blames me for her divorce. The nerve of some people, huh?